2, 1.
Here we go!
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
All right, fashionably late on a Monday, 5:08. Let's hit the books. Part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel, alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips in the house. I'm merely Brad Powers. Before we recap best bets, another winning week for the best bets, believe it or not, for us there. We can't complain on that. Before we get to all your questions, comments, concerns, and get into some Week 10 best bets already, let me remind everybody that we are indeed brought to you by FanDuel. And you can make every moment more this college football season with a win on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Love FanDuel, first to market, sides, totals, win totals, derivative markets, whether it's FBS, FCS, you name it. And right now, all customers can get a profit boost every single college football game day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. The PBT offer this week hasn't been officially announced, but obviously we got a lot of games to choose from, especially in Big Ten country, led by that big one at noon on Saturday between the Ohio State Buckeyes against the Penn State Nittany Lions, and I'm sure there'll be some more there. So we'll talk more about that on Friday's show. But as far as the PBT offers, you can use your bets on spreads, live bets, totals, so much more. And you can visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. Again, that's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer, you must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg/help.com. Knish, how was your weekend, bud? Another Detroit Lions cover.
Dan Campbell, all he does is cover, baby. A Lion.
Why do we even have a show? Just bet them. I mean,
I was gonna say
literally 70% the last 3.5 years is betting the Lions every week.
That's the formula. Another Lions cover, another Lions winner. Hopefully, early line says Jordan Love's not going to play this week, so we'll see on that. But and hey, we'll take a winning week on Hit the Books, baby. Even though those Michigan Wolverines cost us some money with a team that little frisky here down the stretch.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, so we did go 8-5, 8-6 if you count the parlay. But I will say, if you've been betting just all those money lines individually, you'd be up on those parlays for the year. But 8-5, I can't complain on that. We split out the Milroe props. Michigan State was one of the few losers. SMU -6 in turnovers and still won the game. Didn't cover, but geez, -6 in turnovers. Said they should have gotten crushed. But A&M had a nice second half. That was the big headliner game of the week. Good by you on that one. Brian Kelly in a big game, fade material. We just got over there on Northern Illinois. Akron was an outright winner there. Wake Forest, half-point win. See, there we go. We got a couple of half-point wins there. That's what it's all about. Every half point matters. Split out the Milroe, like I mentioned. Temple was up outright and just got smashed in the second half. Caden Hauser for East Carolina had a big day throwing the football.
Same with Texas Tech. Yeah, a couple
I knew we were in trouble with Michigan State. Opening drive was an 8-minute drive. Jonathan Kim or whatever, isn't that his name? Or Kim was it the kicker's name or whatever?
27-yarder.
Yeah, he missed a field goal. This MFer made 6 the week before, including 250-plus yarders. He misses the field goal. And then right before the half, I mean, we're talking 15 seconds left in the half. Michigan State turns it over and gives Michigan a free 3. So, I mean, that's 6 points. That was just should have been automatic. But it was a good game, a fishing game for Davis Warren. Big win for Michigan. They needed it to get the bowl game. If you look at the upcoming schedule.
I mean, I thought it was a slog game. Kind of two underwhelming teams. Not the most entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I was switching back, watching some LSU, A&M in a couple of games. And yeah, you know what? You kind of said once that Jonathan Smith play script runs out, their offense is man, they're paying a lot of money for Aiden Childs, and he's leaving a lot.
He's not getting any better, man.
I know.
Turnover machine. He's got you're right though. Game script was there because the very next drive after the missed field goal, they went right down and scored. So I mean, that first couple drives, what's the takeaway? Bet Michigan State first quarter, first half.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
I think this week, let's wait until Curtis Rourke gets announced in. I think I'm gonna be on Sparty again this week. With that being said.
I would take I agree. If we can get some more steam up there on a Rourke announcement, I agree with you that it is a well-coached football team. They're lacking some players at certain positions.
Well, I like that Nick Marsh kid at wide receiver.
Yeah. He's got first-round NFL potential.
He's good.
We'll
see. We'll talk. Go ahead.
No, I just was going to hit like a few. I tell you what, if Akron would have blown that cover, if Eastern Michigan would have got me again, being down, multiple scores, that would have thrown me off the ledge for a bit there. And we'll take that over. The two Ball State misses a 30-yarder. Northern Illinois comes down, it's a field goal. Ball State comes down and it's a field, like a 50-yarder to win. So yeah, and 48 with over 47.5. So yeah, nice to be on the right side of a couple of those.
Yeah, it does. Wake Forest got a nice just playing numbers. So yeah, I'll take 8 and 5 every week till I die. Jacob, see in the chat. What's the buy? Let's just get to it. What's the buy point on Florida and Kentucky as dogs this week? I'm not there on Florida. In fact, I am more on the Georgia side. I think we see good Georgia, not bad Georgia. So Kentucky, I can't bet Kentucky. I need 17. I'd probably need 17.5 on both. Right now, out of those two games, I lean Georgia. I bet Georgia this week.
So I'm actually now. I know it's going to be
Florida money.
Yeah, well, early open. There was some 18 around half. I think on some Florida, but at different prices at 16. I agree with you. I can only be.
What do you like it? You like them with Lagway?
The franchise has been more bullish on Florida than me in terms of thinking their offense has found a little something here down with Lagway, with just changing a little bit. And again, I will say Napier's giving it a go here down the stretch, but I don't know. I don't have a too strong of a position for it on me. At the current, he would be a lean Georgia or nothing.
What about Kent? I can't trust Tennessee to cover a number like that. I mean, their offense has sucked for 4 games, and then Kentucky.
I know, but Kentucky has. They're having the Michigan issue where you got multiple quarterbacks. I mean, they're trying Wimsatt with some stuff. He sucks. Vandergraff obviously isn't it. Their offense has got nothing.
UCLA, for those watching right now, UCLA is going to take a ton of money. That are watching live. Just letting you know. So. If you like the Bruins, you better go now. You ain't going to see that number again. That's a key number, too. That's why I bring it up.
I was going to say, do we want to lock it in?
Well, what do we got at FanDuel right now? UCLA, Nebraska. Yes, lock that in. 7.5. Boom, best bet. Best bet. There we go. Bruins off a bye. I think they're live. Even though Nebraska, I'm going to tell you, they played very well.
They were frisky in that Ohio State. Where's that leave you on Ohio State after that?
We'll talk about the Penn State game.
Okay,
we already have Penn State. I'm back to where I was all summer, man. I'm not buying this Buckeye team. I bought in the Oregon game, and I'm so pissed at myself because I could have been Mr. Negative Ohio State all year. I can't be that after I bet them against Oregon, but I'm back where I was after I watched them in the spring. I don't see it, man. I don't see on the offensive line. Their offensive line got whipped on multiple occasions. Now they're down a couple guys on that offensive line. I don't think Will Howard's that great. I don't like some of the body language on some of the DBs. Igbenogson, I talked about a couple weeks ago. It looked like Denzel Burke was throwing the game. It looked like Igbenogson was throwing last week's game, the way he played. Are you buying it? I'm not. I'm hearing
Hey,
rumors
you know
that
what?
the
You're
coaching
right.
staff's not getting along.
They could not afford injury. Like the one position group that they really couldn't afford injuries was O-line. And so to lose Simmons for the year and a couple other guys banged up, that was kind of their big question mark position along with Howard. So it was like the one spot now where if you can rush the passer with them, it kind of takes their offense out of it a little bit. So yeah, I that's going to be I kind of like, maybe we're getting I mean, where are you at on the total for that one?
Penn State, Ohio State?
Yeah.
Under.
Yeah, me too.
What do we got? Ohio State, Penn State. Let's look at that FanDuel line. Let's do it. Under 47.5.
I'm in on it. I think that I agree. I think it's going to be an absolute slog. And Penn State still.
Hold on. Did you put that in already, Zach? What if I did not. Okay. So I'm just thinking out loud. What if it becomes official that Aller's in? What's the line do?
Do you think you're?
Because in theory, the total should go out. I'm just trying to get everyone the best price.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't think it gets much better.
I'm fine with it now. I'm just saying I just want to get you know me. I like always getting the best number.
No, I hear you.
So are we doing it or not? Remember, we already have Penn State.
All right.
All right. Under 47.5. Go. Orders in. Under. I like that. I'm not buying this Ohio State offense. I don't know. That feels like last year's game. What was last year's game? Like 23-13-ish? That's what it feels like. I don't know if is this going to be the year Penn? I hope it's the year Penn State finally gets them, or at least loses by 3 or less, if you catch my drift there. All right. There we go. We're rocking and rolling with some best bets already. I like it. Chris in the chat, fading Memphis this week, or has the market bottomed out on them? Boy, they didn't look very good against Charlotte. No, I agree with you. That one that's not getting talked enough. Did you see what UTSA did last week? We're up 35-7 at halftime and blew the game. Lost. All right, to Tulsa.
Century.
Yeah, I mean, total collapse. I mean, statistically, it's a team that probably should have a couple more wins, but Memphis UTSA, where are we sitting at that one right now, Zach? I'm sorry, I'm asking a lot of you, bud. Zach's coming off a very, very heated, I heard circles off, where things got really contentious there. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. Have you done? I don't know.
I was gonna say,
this was as high as 10.5. Someone in the chat or someone out there was betting this because this opened 10.5 at a book I won't mention. I hit bet, didn't allow me to bet. Went to 10. I hit bet again, didn't allow me to bet. Then it came down to 9. I just was pissed and just passed. So, I mean, it was not FanDuel, I can tell you that. That was yesterday. Are you wild about UTSA? I don't know. Here's the thing. I want to fade Memphis, but where's the mental mindset of UTSA? They've been one of the most disappointing teams in the country. And when you blow a 4-touchdown lead, I don't know if I can trust you. So we're getting to that point in the season where it's mental more than physical.
Yeah, and you know what? I got to tell you, I know Memphis has been a little underwhelming in certain spots. If this dipped, 6 around there, I think I'd be on the Memphis side of things, 6.5.
Austin in the chat, are we on Kennesaw again at plus 24.5? Any totals out there we like?
I'll give you. You were the.
Yeah, I was. That wasn't pro Kennesaw.
Yeah,
that was anti-Liberty, and I'm very anti-Liberty again. But I don't know if Tyler Huff's going to be totally healthy this week. I don't like the 20. I like this Western Kentucky team quite a bit. So no, I'm not. I don't like playing them off the big upset. You got your win, is the biggest win in program history. Nah, I didn't bet that this week. So no, not there. We won't be doing a show. I definitely like Jacksonville State, but again, keep an eye on the Tyler Huff situation, their quarterback.
Yeah.
They got a capable backup in Logan Smothers, but he's not as good. I think they win the game. I'm just being honest. Did you bet that yet?
I've heard banged up, but going to give it a go.
Agree.
But the number keeps fading out a little bit. So,
I want to get the best number. So I don't do. Remember, there was a ton of money last week on Liberty game day. Couldn't believe it. They were fading the old BP tout service. That line moved against me more than any line I can remember. So let's wait on that one. So if you're out there, if it gets to 3, you bet Jacksonville State. We got a super chat out there. We appreciate Benjamin out there. $9.99. Just cashed out the last of my Taylor coin to say Biff on Halloween plus 17. Yesterday, the line's gone. How we doing? I'll let you handle if you won any Taylor coin.
I'm surprised you had $9.99 left of the Taylor coin there after the last week of transgressions, but we appreciate it. Yeah, I mean Charlotte off their, but this is big boy now. This is going to be quite a tough test. Coming off I
kind of like the over. Did you see Arizona State just took money?
They did. Sam Levitt was probable.
All right.
So
that one makes sense. I understand that one. I lean in the Tulane Charlotte game. I'm more over than anything. But, he took 17. I don't blame him there. Short week, laying points. Tulane's defense has left a little bit to be desired. Last week they allowed a bunch. But I would say North Texas offense a little bit better than Charlotte's. Did you do anything with that game yet?
No, I haven't gotten involved on that one yet. I don't hate grabbing the 17 there. I
know Army and Navy get all the love, but Tulane's the best team in that conference.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. So, even with they tried some Purdy, I think Max Brown got a series or something in there too. Like, they're just, it can be painful on the Charlotte offensive side of things. Really painful.
Uneven. They have been playing better, though.
Yeah.
Smooth 86. Happy sports Equinox, fellas. Any NHL or NFL today? Do we need to get in front of Blue Horseshoe Steelers money line? I didn't know Blue Horseshoe was active today.
Joey Pucks is on. Hold on. Let me give you the Canucks at around 120. Let's see. I got to switch screens to see what's.
Oh, I get what he's saying, Steelers. Blue Horseshoe, I don't think it's on Steelers money line. The sharp guys I thought were on the Giants tonight. Where you got
Canucks and Avs, and you can get you can get a pretty good price on the Avs right now around what I played it at. So I think played it at my low minus 180s in there, and that's still around. Canucks has gone down a little bit, but those were the two Joey Pucks from tonight. I know our friend Hitman took the over in Browns Chargers there, which I make sense from now that the Browns have a functional passing game.
Yeah, that's a good play.
And he took one. I think he was on the Colts too.
He's been on the Colts every week. Why wouldn't you? All they do is everyone tells me how shitty they are, but all they do is cover.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I'm not gonna give out his whole card, but the Chargers Browns one is pretty sharp. He was on the Browns. I give him credit. No, I think it was the doctor was on the Browns. Hitman was on the Raiders. A couple dogs that did well last week. It's a good NFL week, at least for them. I of course I picked the Bengals. Terrible, awful. Just bet Dan Campbell. Just bet Dan Campbell and call it a week. Brendan Ayers in the chat. Do we like South Carolina money line now that it's off 3? I do think they beat A&M.
I tell you that. I mean. So, listen, Joey K will admit when.
What's Mr. A&M say?
Well, I was going to say, we got quite fortunate with the QB change there because we got the bad Weigman and then LSU defense couldn't stop a nosebleed on the ground. Even when Weigman was in, they were basically still running all over him. And then the Reed gave him the juice there to get it home. I couldn't play it now under 3. So.
All right.
I agree with the 3.5 out there at under 3. I'm just not there.
I think they win. Brennan, I think they win.
You're calling the shot here. I listen. I think South Carolina's D line can A&M's offensive line is hurting, but at the same time, South Carolina offense leaves a lot to be.
Yeah, you got a quarterback there that isn't the most trustworthy commodity.
No,
I'll put it that way. So yeah, that's the worry. But other than that, I like their D line against A&M, and A&M I think is a little overrated. They've been outgained in 3 of their last 4 games. So Very fortunate that Brian Kelly doesn't coach special teams, never has. And they couldn't make, Marcel Reed's such a shock that he came in. Marcel Reed's played more snaps than Connor Wigman this year. What the hell? I mean, just shitty coaching, but kudos for you. We've got 440 viewers right now, only 110 likes. I can do the second grade math. That's 25% of you have only hit like. Make sure you're smashing that like button. It helps out the show. Appreciate you. Whoa. Speaking of that, somebody got pissed on that. He didn't like that at all. Fabulous one. Thoughts on 3 for week 10? Michigan State, Iowa, TCU. Michigan State, let's wait. I think there's a possibility we get a better number there. I don't like Iowa. I agree with the move on Wisconsin there.
Really?
Yeah, you don't like that?
Want to go head to head at 3?
No.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing.
You give me a 1-2-1 head. You make up a little ground, and now you're getting cheap on me.
No, it's I didn't like the. I'm not one to talk because I do give out stuff early, but Iowa's taking a ton of money the last couple of weeks. I thought if you wanted to bet Wisconsin, you'd be best served to wait a little bit. That's the thought process I had in my head, but someone else went on Wisconsin already, so that worries me a little bit. But we've seen a little bit of buyback on Iowa. There's some groups that really like Iowa because remember, we liked Northwestern last week. A lot of Iowa money on game day. Remember the Michigan State game? We liked Michigan State. A lot of money on Iowa on game day. So I think if you like Wisconsin, wait. I think you might get something there. You like Iowa.
I like the Brendan Sullivan upgrade. I think it's a couple point upgrade from Cade McNamara. And the second half of Northwestern, he looked phenomenal. I think it gives them I was with the Action Sports. I had the team looking for 2.5 there. Never got the buyback there. So I haven't gotten in yet, but if I see a 2.5, I'll take it. I'll end up on 3 if that has to be. But I know I need the Coach Primes here. These new Michigan days are getting a little shorter on me here where, sun's down here coming down at 5:30. So.
Yeah, I hear you. I know how that goes.
Yeah. Listen, I will be in on Iowa at some point, preferably at 2.5.
All right. Well, I don't think you're going to see it.
I don't think so either.
No. Got another huge super chat here. Our buddy, our best guy.
Johnny Higgs, baby.
Johnny Higgs. 110 for the votes in the poll. Voting and the like button is free. We appreciate you, Sean. And he is our best supporter. Zach certainly appreciates you. I think he's got another apple picking day coming up. We might not have a show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Zach, you just paid Zach. Saturday night, Zach will really be thanking you after a little apple picking with the lady.
Another concert. He went to Justin Timberlake. So what's next? Backstreet Boys are in Toronto this weekend.
I
know that's how Zach rolls. So
he'll be having himself a great weekend with that one. So cheers to you, Bob. Yeah, appreciate you, Sean. And Zach, really, Zach, there might be a little Zach running around after this weekend.
Okay, relax.
Wow, that's funny. We'll just call it. I think the Ohio State Penn State game's on at noon, isn't it? Obviously, we're doing that game.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna have do we want to do the poll early for the weekend game? But yeah, big noon.
It's Ohio State, Penn State. So that's the big game of the week. One of the bigger games of the year. It's at noon. So that's the game. Halftime this Saturday. Ohio State, Penn State. We again thank you very, very, very much, Sean. You're our best guy. Let's get back to the chat. Arthur in the chat. Gamecocks, both Jayville and South Carolina. I agree with you more. Both dogs win outright. I'll call my shot. Boom.
Oh, BP's pointing at the bleachers.
Yeah, that's I like both of them outright. Action Sports Central 2, I really like. Jacksonville State over Liberty. Yep. I love Jacksonville State. Tyler Huff is the only reason the tout service hasn't given it out yet. Illinois over Minnesota. A lot of love for Minnesota early in the markets. Wanted that 3. Did you beat me on that 3? That open 3, Illinois 3.
Oh no, I know.
Someone,
you know why? Because the guy who takes care of that's in Illinois I don't know how much I can say here on the show, but Illinois games aren't posted in Illinois, so of course. But no, I got some Minnesota with a plus sign on it. And listen, the Gophers are playing real.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I got you.
The Gophers are playing real football here down the stretch. And I think this Illinois team is as fraudulent as it gets. So, yeah, no, I like the move. I agree with the move. I wouldn't be jumping on -3, but
2.5 at FanDuel. Money line. What's the money line look at? Ooh, I don't like that. -152.
It's getting steep.
Let's see where that one's at the end of the week.
All right.
Man, you guys got me on that one. I hit that. That was the old hit the button. Moved. And then moved again. That's a regret. Happiness Jones. I like that name. If the man, the myth, the legend, Joey K goes 0-4 on round robin again, I thought you won one. You should have.
Yeah, we're 1 for 4 happy.
Yeah.
Dollar menu items for it's value menu now, as we discussed on this show. There is no more dollar, even taco.
Taco Bell, they still have a dollar. I don't know. I haven't eaten Taco Bell. Last time I ate Taco Bell, I mean, all the things you think about Taco Bell, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Taco Bell is not great unless you're trying to have like a cleanse or something.
What we got here? This has gotten popular, and now that we talk about this.
Yeah,
Cravings value,
but I mean, they do have a cheesy roll up. That's all you can get for $1.19.
$1.19. That seems expensive.
A cheesy roll up, man. This American.
I can't eat any of that. Did they never brought back you know what I used to eat there? I mean, this is back when I was a teenager in college. That Mexican pizza. Did they get rid of that?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I haven't been in a long for the same reason. If I'm gonna get Mexican, it's the same thing. And this is maybe I'm gonna sound elitist. If I'm gonna eat that kind of stuff, then if I'm gonna eat Mexican food, I'm gonna go get some real deal stuff. I'm not gonna get Taco Bell. If I'm gonna eat pizza, I don't want a $5. I'm gonna go get a real, I like a fire oven.
Still there.
Yeah, it is.
They brought it back, Zach says in the chat. All right.
A lot of people are all over this. They brought it back.
Yeah, they like it.
Back by popular demand.
The Choco Taco, that's back in the day. That's a good old memory there. All right. But I mean, here I know happiness was getting on you. I'm not even exaggerating. I think you are above 50% in the money line part. If you just bet them individually, we'll go through it. You haven't winning records.
I'll audit that. I'll go back and audit that for the season.
Yeah, I honestly think you do have a winning record calling the money lines. So there were so many we had 3 weeks where you won 3 of the 4.
I know. We've been round robin. We've been doing good. They've been.
It's funny how that works, doesn't it? Funny how that works. Garrett in the chat. Pretty good game tomorrow. It's Texas State still getting respect from the preseason projections, or the Cajuns just not that great. Well, Texas State lost some games that they should have won, but I bet Louisiana. I think Texas State's overrated. Anything above 3, I lean Louisiana.
I know, and this was a Texas State truth or spot, but I agree here. I think over 3. You want to go 3.5 best bet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I agree. I know.
There was some money on Texas State today.
Yeah, it got bought back.
They've lost 3 times outright as a favorite already. I mean, it's just they're not putting it together.
No,
so especially against teams with a pulse. Any team they play with a pulse, they pretty much lost to. Sam Houston, Arizona State, and Old Dominion. And I think Louisiana, besides Arizona State, Louisiana's better than certainly they're better than Sam Houston and ODU. So there we go. Louisiana best bet. If you need some midweek action, you got it right there. Spark college football thoughts on North Carolina, Florida State. I mean, I lean North Carolina. I was really impressed after the bye. I know Mac in his career has really struggled against Florida State, but I like what I saw from the Tar Heels. That was a really nice win for them against Virginia last week. Florida State, I mean, no bowl game. You're off your rival. Yeah. What's there to play for? They're losing commits. The program's in disarray.
Horrific spot for Florida State after I thought they really put a lot into that, in terms of effort, in terms of game planning. They were able to hang around with Miami until the bottom fell out very late there. And now you got to kind of gum home, same trash quarterback situation, and North Carolina team that, I mean, talent-wise, they're probably better than. I mean, that's my bet regret. Maybe bet regret of the season is not betting them last week. But yeah, I'm on a little North Carolina here. Nothing huge, but I'd still lean that way under 3.
I agree. Eat that. Thoughts on La Tech, Sam Houston State under? I think the Sam Houston quarterback's back. Hunter Watson, I think he's back. So I didn't bet it. A lot of under. Blue Horseshoe likes the under tomorrow in the FIU game.
What's
Just,
the FIU
looking-
quarterback sitch?
We're on Louisiana, Lafayette. We'll just that's what we got tomorrow. I'm happy with that at 3.5.
All right.
And if you need something on Wednesday, I've made it very clear that I like Jacksonville State. The Tulane Charlotte game, not big on that one. If you get a 17 Charlotte, I'd lean over there. So that's got you covered, folks, for the midweek. Yeah, I can't go 43.5. I mean, geez. I mean, if the quarterback situation was fine,
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be sitting a touchdown higher than that, I think.
Right.
There you go. Look at Zach. Boom, back and forth. Love it. Derek in the chat. I know there's a lot of parity this year in college football, but I think Georgia has this in the bag. Ohio State and Texas can't win the big games, and I have my doubts about Oregon. Yeah, I mean, if you just told me, everybody's A game, who would win it all? Georgia.
It's interesting.
No?
I'll give you. I don't think I think they have the best staff of the elite teams, like the coaching staff that I would back and trust the most in big games. Do I think talent-wise, this Georgia team is better than Ohio State, better than Texas? I don't know, player to player. I don't know if I would say that, but I mean, I think they've got the coaching staff that in those one-on-one game situations that I would want over any of these other staff. So, but I mean, it's pretty. I don't know, man. Like this is. I mean, they got, you know what? As much as we complain, I'm pretty excited for that 12-team playoff. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm gonna be watching. I like for this is, and it's funny because the way it shapes up this year is like it's not just 2 or 3 teams where there's actually like 6-8 teams like that can win the Natty. So have you made any bet? I don't have a single dollar on the national title.
Some long shots early, but nah. I don't make money on that market. I'm not very good at that market. I'm just not. I'm terrible. Insert jokes. I'll say this on Georgia. I'm anxious to see what that defensive line looks like. Is that the defensive line we're getting the rest of the season? What I saw against Texas, where Jalen Walker and a healthy Michael Williams. If that's the pass rush we see, I mean they're definitely the favorite. Well, I got to see it multiple weeks in a row. Another concerning thing to me, Carson back just week after week. Too many turnovers.
I know.
I mean, I can't fully trust you if you're going to be turning over, especially in big time games. Dump the IG girlfriend, get rid of the Lamborghini. Let's win the national championship, and all that stuff would come right back to you, and then some. Jesus, man. DT plus the points. Ivy League need it. Feed my addiction. That's already up. They already posted the Ivy League. I haven't gotten to that yet. It's Monday, man. I don't get to that stuff till Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is the game not? The game's not till Friday, right?
Yeah,
we'll get to it on Friday's show.
Yeah, I don't see anything up. Does some other book have it up?
No.
All right. I know DT's one of our better. Yeah, I am not. I can tell you this. I'm not getting to that stuff first. Ooh, somebody's crushing me on that. Although it was okay last week. Richard in the chat, love the show. Right back at you. We appreciate you. Thanks for what you guys do. Anything for the weekday games? I gave you the rundown. Replay it. I went down every game. Very precise and concise, I should say. Burt Brownies, good day, gents. We back in Gundy this week? No. If it gets to 3, maybe. But no, I agree. I knew that was the doctor. Just moved that one. I knew the doc. That was typical doctor play there. So off the bye, statistically they're far superior. Yeah,
I mean, I got as much Arizona State early as I could on some of those numbers there. I agree with the move as long as We're not seeing Jeff Sims, which it looks like Sammy Levitt's back. Yeah, Oklahoma State's a disaster right now. So I honestly, even at 2.5, anything under 3, I'd still be
not even making a bowl game. And you got me on that bet. Win total. What a shit bet that was by me. I don't know. I mean, my biggest takeaway from this season is I don't know how involved I'm going to be on win totals moving forward.
Where are you going to, let's say, because if people are asking, I think we can get it. Where you're at Heisman thoughts at the moment? Looks like a 4-player race.
Yeah, it's definitely a 4-guy race. I thought Genty, not surprised, but he was unfairly docked for running for over 100 yards and scoring the game-winning touchdown. I mean, but drops. I know Hunter played really well. Colorado looks like they have the opportunity to win out. He'll be there. I still think if they win out and play relatively well, it's still a quarterback award. So it's Gabriel or obviously Ward for me.
Yeah, I would say win out by Gabriel or a win out by Ward. That player wins. If not,
and they're very likely both to win out.
Yeah. If not,
but I don't know if Colorado wins out and Hunter has like some big time games like he had last week. I mean, if Hunter has 2-3 more games like he had last week and they went out and go 10-2, hate admitting it, but boy, we'll never hear the end of it. I'll just put it that way. Oh my God. See, the thing is, it's been 5 years since Joe Burrow, so then it'll have another 5 years of celebrating.
Yeah, I know, right? We got another 5.
Just,
where?
Oh my God, that won't be fun. Burt Brownies. Oh no, I already did that one. Fabulous one. Does Toledo rebound at Eastern Michigan, or is this another Jason Campbell special? I think they rebound. Eastern Michigan sucks.
I mean, Eastern Michigan should be like winless on the season. But they this has been happening for years. I bitch about it on the show every week. I don't know why I fade them every week, but yeah, it would be Toledo or
that's
not.
That's 8.5.
I tell you what, I can't believe we didn't talk about the game of the weekend. Toledo BG.
That was big.
That was.
You got a big win over me. I can't believe the scoring in that game. I gave out the under. Holy hell! If you followed those two teams for the previous 3-4 weeks heading into that game. I mean, you could have played 12 quarters and I wouldn't have said they would score 67 points. I mean, geez.
And I like that Toledo defense. Like, I just thought Bowling Green played. That's the Bowling Green team that
right out of the bat, you knew. They crushed them on them first couple of snaps. Their defensive line, you're like, yeah, BG came to play. That's the BG team that we fell in love with at the start of the season.
Yeah. And
they're still alive. They only got one loss.
Yeah, if they win the table, they're in the match. I mean, they only got one
Miami,
loss.
Ohio at home. Miami, Ohio's playing well. Ohio's playing well. Western Michigan.
Western and Miami of Ohio at home, and then a couple peasants. So if they win out,
I'm not buying Western yet. They played a weak MAC schedule so far. So that's the one team I think I'm selling. The team that's 4-0 in the MAC. The only one we don't have money on, I think, is Ohio.
Yeah, that's the one. I will say that I think Toledo gets just the talent differential between them and Eastern Michigan is Gleason was good enough last week. I like it under 10.
As a best bet? It was as low as 5.
I'm seeing some. I mean, there's some flat 8 out there. That opened low. Oh my God, I missed
that one too. I must have been.
Too. I didn't even see that.
Sleeping. That was it was Sunday 5. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I missed that. Missed opportunity. Shane in the chat, Nevada, New Mexico, and Washington. Thanks, guys. I bet New Mexico. Nevada, I need clarification on the quarterback. Washington, I was just waiting for the right. I bet Washington in the summer, but at 3, I would certainly lean with them. Washington, USC. Pull that one up.
Yeah, I think
they're not buttoned up, man. Statistically, they look great, but they don't make little things. They always have a stupid turnover or 2, or the stupid kickers missing field goals. Yeah, I don't want 2.5. I think if you get a 3, that's good.
I think Nevada quarterback will be back.
Okay, do you like them against Colorado State then at home?
What?
Or do you need a 3? I mean, what is it? 1.5, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you another one we're going to lose. Freaking Colorado State under. That looked great at the start of the season.
I was just looking at that. I was just looking, and that was the one after the first few weeks. I was like, oh, this is a
A
dead nuts.
layup. It's
Yeah.
not a layup now. It's going to be a
No, it's
lose.
not a layup.
These
They
win
got
totals. These win totals are just. Again, I bet over 100. I guess it'll be half next year. It's that bad. There's so much variance with these teams right now. Austin, the chat, Old Dominion -2 against App State. They found some with Colton Joseph. I was just looking at some tape on that. Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't know if I want to lay points at that.
I agree with the take. I'm similar where like the number. I mean, App State I thought was fortunate against Georgia State there. That was kind of a back and forth. And
I got another one that opened 3. App State 3.
Oh wow, I didn't. Yeah, no. So
what was I doing yesterday morning? What an idiot! Ooh,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah,
it lasted about 10 seconds there. So
that's probably why. But still, oof, not good. Spencer in the chat, buying Houston against Kansas State. I'm there. I'm waiting to see if I get a better price. I don't know how you can lay that kind of points against this Houston defense. I mean, I don't like their offense, but that defense is legit. They get an outright upset win over Utah. I'm not buying Kansas State. Where are you at here? A lot of early money has been on Kansas State, actually.
Yeah, it has. So let's let that marinate. I tell you, at 14, I'd be in, and there's some juice 13. So I don't know if it'll get there.
Did you lay 10 or no? It opened as low as I see 9.5, 10. Did you lay that or no? No, I didn't either.
Not on that one. But to be honest with you, I wasn't really looking to be on the Kansas State side.
I'm not either. I wasn't. So let's see where that one's at on Friday. I think Houston there's the right side. Andy in the chat, Arkansas money line all day. I'm not there. They're playing Ole Miss. Did you bet that game? I actually bet Ole Miss.
No, I took a little Arkansas 7 and a hook. Then it was way down, and now it got steamed back up today. What do you think of the 7.5?
Damn. I'm just looking. The tout service missed an opportunity to lay 6.5. What a bum.
Oh, you're a hottie toddy this week.
Yeah, I'm hottie toddy this week. But not at 7.5. I mean, that's all this is. I mean, you like 7.5? You want Arkansas? I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I don't know if I'm putting it in the best bet category, but I bet a little bit of it, and I just like.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Ole Miss unders. We had one member live on the Saturday show.
Yeah, and that was an easy one. I agree. It's funny because it's such a non-lane type of team now. Like they're playing defense and the offense. I mean, when Trey Harris is not in there, it's like they really just that offense kind of goes to. It's like he's almost such a. I can't think of too many receivers that are like such a massive part of what that offense wants to do. Usually with that lane system, it's almost kind of like obviously you want great receivers, but it's kind of not receiver dependent. But man, without Trey Harris, they get bogged down. They can't run the ball as well as they usually would either. So I don't know. I'm not big on laying over a touchdown there with Ole Miss on the road.
I can tell you this: when getting overlooked is that Arkansas performance last week against Mississippi State. They killed them. I mean, they went up and down the field every possession on Mississippi State. I mean, that was not fluky. And I know a lot of people liked Mississippi State in that game. Nope. Texas Tech by Shane. No, I think Morton's hurt, isn't he? Aaron Morton hurt again. I know, shocker there, but I think didn't he get hurt again? They had the backup at the end.
It's not. I got a good Texas Tech. It's a non-throwing shoulder.
Okay.
And man, that Texas Tech, he's a gamer type guy. So I don't know. I know if.
Do you like him? 14.5?
No.
Okay.
I don't because it's
fair enough. I'm getting ready to say, oh, it's not that bad. It says non-throwing shoulder. He'll play. I'm getting ready for you to say best bet, and you're like, no.
No, I'm not throwing just because I if he doesn't go. I don't know if, and again, I don't love laying the big numbers with Matt Campbell, but that offense, Rocco Beckton, that's gotten kind of rolling lately.
They're off a bye. Texas Tech, the game flow on the TCU game was ridiculous. They're down 14-3, thinking they're gonna get blown out, and then they're blowing out TCU, and then they blow the game at the end. The Big 12's a mess. Guy S in the chat, or no, Happiness Jones. Yeah, we talked about Georgia. It's all about that defensive line. If they play like they did against Texas in the first half, that's the best team in the country. Guy S, hey guys, Nebraska -7 in the over. Nope, we like UCLA. Total. I'm gonna look at the win forecast, but the UCLA's offense is playing better.
Yeah, the UCLA in general is just. I mean, and it's funny because with this staff, you would have not expected that, but they're playing much better football these last 3-4 weeks or
number
so.
one strength of schedule. So they're actually, keep in mind they've already played, Oregon, Penn State, at LSU. I mean, Nebraska sounds tough, but they've already played in these places.
Yeah, and I mean, getting some nice breezer here off a bye. Nebraska's been in the real muck of it here, with a little bit of an offensive bump, and their defense has been pretty competitive all year. I like that a lot. I'm glad we got that in.
I'm glad we got that into at 7.5. I'm very, very happy with that we got that number. Crestman, thoughts on Army Air Force under, Wisconsin plus 3.5, Nevada money line. I'm not on the Service Academy unders, not this year, not with Army and Navy's quarterbacks.
It's fun, for so many decades. What a bet that was, but it is a different era. I'm
looking to bet overs on that stuff because I think there's too much of that baked in. The service.
Did you take any 24 with the Air Force?
I'm not having a good week. I hit 24.5 Sunday night. Went to review. This is again not FanDuel, another book, a different book than I was mentioning earlier. Went to review. They didn't take it, and they changed it on me. I think Air Force is the right side this week.
You know what? I hesitated on 24, and then it's come down, and now I just didn't. So I'm probably not involved. Right. But I think I agree with you. That was the side.
God. WH we'll call the book. More like WTF. That had me going last night. I can tell you that. Where we at? San Diego State seems to be better on offense. You like them to stay within that number against Boise. I lean over a little bit under money today, but I lean over there. That's where I'm at. Did you bet San Diego State? Because that was 24.5 at one point yesterday.
I did not, but I would agree with that. That one I wasn't as keen to get in on, but I would lean that way. There's been marginal improvement. I agree. And see, on that offense of Sean Lewis, that seems to have gotten, again, not
they could have beaten Washington State. They had them. They were late.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that was a game I thought they were going to get, a little beat on too. So, I would lean that way. I mean, I haven't gotten in yet, but one I might take a little bit more of a serious look at.
That'll be Friday's show. That's a Friday game. We'll deep dive that one more on Friday. Speaking of Friday, we'll be talking more about the Fade the Fez on Friday, the Triple Fs. He likes the game on Friday. I disagree with him on the game. So we'll talk more about that on Friday. That's what we call old-fashioned tease. And if you've been following along the old Fez train on Fridays, he should take Fridays off. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. The weekday money line.
His last 5 Fridays.
Horseshoe.
So we'll talk
more
about
Michigan. I got in a heated argument in the group, one of the group chats, Michigan, Oregon line. What do you make it?
I want to bet Oregon, but I don't like the price.
I agree. I think the price. I said price is too high. If you tell
it's too high. I was hoping to get like a 13.5 better.
Because I think
my numbers are right around 14. So my numbers. You should be betting Michigan. I don't like it. Can they keep pace? I don't think they can. Can they? Even with your buddy Davis Warren?
Well, I mean, the passing game looked, and again, this was not a 300-yard performance or anything, but it at least had some functionality to it. And they're able to move the ball a little bit. I bet some 15.5
on Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Not a lot. I mean, I'm not my best bet, but I mean, listen, I agree. I thought the price was too high.
Yeah. I'm surprised by it. I just can't get there because, I mean, Will Johnson ain't coming back, is he? He's done.
My guess.
He's taking his talents to the NFL.
Yeah, I think he's. I would be surprised if. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I think we've seen the last of Will Johnson in Michigan uniform.
Man, what was that number in the preseason? 3.5. Oof. Oregon by 21 plus. It's possible. I can tell you that.
That's
Especially now that Knish,
hey, we're
especially that he bet it.
In the cover. We're back.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that one on the weekend. That's a 3:30 game, so we'll be really talking about that one on Friday on game day. Toma 888 Moorhead money line was the way to go. Did they pull an upset? I didn't even look.
I honestly,
or is that just a joke in the chat because of the name?
Well, I was gonna say, did they have a Moorhead State? What they do? They did beat Dayton on Saturday, and I think they were significant dogs in that game. So maybe not significant.
I didn't bet that. I just had spreads on.
No, didn't have that one either. I tell you, that league, it's
bad.
like the I don't know if I can say this on a sponsored show, but it's like kind of like the West Coast SWAC, where just like weird things happen every week in the Pioneer that just make no sense.
There's some conferences in the FCS that I need
like,
significant overlay in my power ratings to even entertain it, because there's so much.
Just random stuff happens on
every week. It's like that. Pioneer can be like that. I can say one of my biggest regrets all season involved the Moorhead State game. There was a total in their game. I don't know why they played the game. It was in the remnants of what was it? Hurricane Matthew?
Yeah.
Not Matthew. What was Helene? It was like 17-5. It was just terrible weather. I bet it. I should have bet it more. Guy asked Tulane Charlotte over. Yep, we agree with that. If you're gonna bet that game, that's where I would bet there. Charles, how about them Buffaloes? Outside shot to win the Big 12. Yeah, we can pull that up. What do you think about the Buffaloes now? Another week?
So I went because I got a few tickets now on this. I see it's down. It went down to 5.
I thought I saw as high as 8 today.
They got to win out. Iowa State plays Kansas State in the finale, and I think they would need Iowa State to beat Kansas State to bump them out of it.
Yep.
And then BYU, they don't play BYU, and so I don't know exactly the tiebreaker on a 3-way tie there. But I don't. They know they need BYU to lose at least once, maybe twice. So it's a little tricky.
It's doable because I don't think anybody's dominant.
No.
So they're in the mix. That's all you can ask for.
But they can't they have no margin for error.
They're going to be favored in all their 4 games. Now, they're very fortunate. They play 4 teams that have all underachieved: Texas Tech, Utah, Oklahoma State, and Kansas. So they're fortunate. Although keep an eye on Kansas.
I was just going to say that road game at Kansas is a little tricky.
Yeah. And if they lose, they're pretty much down with 2 losses, right? Yeah, they're going to need. Yeah, I don't know if Iowa State is losing twice. I don't know if BYU's losing twice. I think they're losing once, but not twice. So
the tied teams will be compared based on win percentage against all conference opponents.
Okay.
So that's if you don't have a head-to-head, that's the next one. And then it goes to win percentage against the next highest placed common opponent in the standings proceeded through. So we'll have to get in the lab there if they finish with 1 loss and BYU has 1 loss and Iowa State has 1 loss.
Connor in the chat, is Navy good at anything under 2 touchdowns? Running up versus the weaker competition, or will they be beat up from facing the Irish? There's probably too many moving power ratings. Lean Rice, but Rice's quarterback situation. You were right. EJ Warner didn't play. Good call by you.
Even though they backdoored it.
They deserve to lose
had
more.
no business backdooring it, but actually got to the window on the 7.5.
I watched the Notre Dame Navy game, very closely. Horvath, thumb. You see that? He was taped at the start of the game. He took it off. It's bothering him. You wonder why he's fumbling and stuff, can't grip the football. That's something that usually doesn't get healed in 1 week.
No, that's a good pick.
I broke a thumb. It was
and
I think it's still messed up to this day. It's not like 100. So
I think Warner will be back this week. I think.
Okay.
Based off so yeah, that's one.
Are you gonna play it? You gonna play them double digits?
No, that's not.
Nah, now the coach is fired.
Right. I will say though, where you at on your boys versus Georgia State?
Oh, I already told you the horseshoe likes Connecticut, so you know who I like.
Okay, because me too. I'm with you.
Georgia State, you like them?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull it up.
All right.
Let's pull it up. Yeah,
Because
I'm in on that
I'm
one.
not like,
I'm in.
yeah, I don't. What I mean, the UConn.
They played a nobody quarterback last week. Georgia State's played a much more difficult schedule. Connecticut's played like 6 straight home games. I think that's sometimes be a negative. Sometimes you need to break up the monotony. I think Georgia State's got better athletes.
I know, me too.
We in best bet?
Yeah, what's the Q? Is Evers the guy now? What happened to
They've always wanted to go with him.
Okay.
I don't know if there was some contractual stuff there.
No,
but
you know what? Honestly, I don't know who
he can't throw. The other
NIL.
Fagnano can throw. Evers is a better runner, but Fagnano can throw.
I know where I agree. I like Fagnano better than than Evers, but they seem to be. I mean, he was terrible against Rice. So yeah, I like this over a touchdown.
Boom. We are head to head with the old horseshoe. There's no position I'd rather be in on a Friday night than anti-horseshoe.
Yeah, I'm surprised that got.
He gave it out this morning, late 7.
Okay, I was wondering why that took a little.
Yeah, he laid 7.
Market.
Love it. And you know what that also means? It means Georgia State's live.
I think yeah, this is what that game's 7 little hint of a game that might be in the round robin.
Yeah. Love it. Man, that boosted my spirits up. Coming down the home stretch of the show today. Yes, I'm glad that we're in on that. Connor in the chat, Washington +3 at home. Yeah, I agree with that number. Is that widely available?
No, I don't really think that. If you get it, I agree. You said it earlier. If you get a 3, yes.
Yep. Holt, which hit the books feature has a better chance, Texas State or Sam Houston? Neither. Maybe Sam Houston. Maybe.
Yeah, I would lean Sam Houston. Do they play? Hold on, I'm looking at the schedule here.
And Jacksonville State. They don't?
So they last 2 weeks. So I mean, listen, they got to win the last 2 games. Jacksonville State and Liberty, they got to win them both. So tough. And again, even though we're anti-Liberty here, it's not like anybody in this conference is any good. So
yeah, they can win one. I don't know if they'll win both. Illinois a home dog to the Gophers now. We're on Minnesota there.
Yeah, I don't.
Just current form. Illinois.
Minnesota's like Brosmer's got it rolling now.
Yeah,
like they got healthy. Like I think they might put him in the burial there.
Oh, they did Maryland last week. Cuse plus thoughts. Well, Tootin's out for Virginia Tech. I like that Syracuse is off. Got extra time to prep. I like that they're off a game where they're -5 turnovers, 3 of them pick sixes. So yeah, I lean with Cuse. I haven't bet it yet. Have you?
Me too. I haven't bet it yet. Would lean that way. I try not to overreact. It's like that was kind of an outlier game for McCord. He's been really good for most of the season. I don't think Syracuse got significantly. I mean, you're never going to win or cover a game where you give up 3 pick six touchdowns. So yeah, and now they're at home.
Look at the box score. Georgia Tech dominated the box score.
Yeah, I like. What is there?
3.5. What's the number? I thought it was getting out to I was kind of waiting. I thought it was getting out to 4-ish.
Yeah, there's a lot of 4s out there. So
yeah, let's not take that price. Let's see where we're at on that one later in the week. I think there's this narrative that Virginia Tech, because I'm hearing it. Oh, they got Clemson next week and all this. I'm like, are they going to get to the Clemson game? We'll see. I don't think they're well coached. Virginia Tech. It's a close game. I don't trust him. Trevor in the chat, is Miami's defense good enough for them to cover a -20? I know it's Duke, but that defense is god awful. Well, they did okay. Depending on what number last week they covered it, and I don't think there's much difference between Florida State and Duke.
I don't think there's. I mean, Duke's got a little bit more pulse recently offensively, but
Duke lost a game last week where they're +6 in turnovers.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that SMU of the play, and I know we got fortunate on the Northern Illinois total, and you can go back and forth. SMU should have covered. Like there was times where they were up 14. It should have been 21 and 28. Like they got stuffed on the goal line a few times like that. SMU should have buried them last week. If anything, I'd lean Miami here.
Agree. So hard to lay 8 in the MAC. This is Action Sports Central unless against Kent State Ball or Akron. Agree. But we kind of lean Toledo. I think it's a good bounce back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Look at Eastern Michigan statistically is much closer to Akron, Kent, and Ball State. Look at them statistically. Their profile stinks. Happiness Jones, Georgia in the bag. Most stable D-line. Did I already read that? I might have. My bad. Chuck C, any lean on Pitt? Is Holstein going to go? I like SMU.
It didn't seem optimistic.
Yeah, it didn't seem bad. He said it was precautionary. They're already up 3-4 touchdowns. I like SMU.
Yeah, I lean that way too. I think what kind of a totally fluky result last week.
I don't like 7.5 though. I will say
no, I agree.
6.5 and 7 is the buy price for SMU. This is old school handicapping 101. One team -6 in turnovers last week, SMU, against a team that was +5 in turnovers, Pitt, last week. So at this point in the season, that's what you're looking for, stuff like that. Robert, Vandy, Auburn. I didn't bet it. Auburn's been getting the money this week. Boy, Vandy impressive again in a cover.
Yeah, man. That was even in a game where Pavi was taking shots and they were down a few scores early. Like they're still battling back to make it a game late. But it's funny. Market does it sometimes. It like just gets. Auburn is playing better football here of late. I don't want to lay them though. Like I don't want to.
Nah, I'm not. I need 7.5-ish to take Vanderbilt. That's what I'm looking for in the game.
Well, I've seen a few Clemson, Louisville. You got anything on there?
I think Louisville's the right side. But I think they're playing a 7th straight week. And go look at every game is tooth and nail, and Clemson's off a bye. So I pull behind the curtain. The tout service thought about it. And I think it's one of the worst situational spots of the week. Because, 7 straight weeks, and at the end, you're going to Clemson. A little bit of money on Louisville I saw today. Where are you at? Did you bet it?
No, I would be the only side I'd honestly be looking at. Same thing. I think Clemson at, if I can, I don't know if it'll be 9.5, but a cheap 10 or 9.5, I'd probably be looking that way.
Yeah. What does Louisville have left? Look at it's SMU, it's Notre Dame. It's, Virginia game that's close. It's last week having to rally against Boston College. It's just, the Miami game back and forth. How many, Clemson's not the team off a bye I want to play when I'm at the end of a stretch like that. Chuck C, you guys part of the early Stanford money? I'm not. What's going on here?
No.
I'm not at all. I don't agree with it. That's another team at the end of a stretch that NC State's off a bye. Stanford's, played a bunch of. I don't agree with it. Do you know who's behind this? What's going on?
No, I didn't see any of who was on that move today. And I know our Stanford win total after that. And again, I know we laid it with Wake, but is in trouble here. They need 2 of the last.
Another win total cooked. That looks so great. It's cooked.
Yeah,
I think I might have a losing year betting win totals, which is
because
totally unacceptable. I'd fire me. If I was an employee, I'd fire myself. That's how pathetic. I like NC State. You want to go or no?
I would lean that way too. I don't.
All right, we'll lean that way, but I like NC State. At 9.5, they're off a bye. We'll see there. One more. Oh, Happiness Jones. Oh no, a couple more. Holt. Nice to see Bowling Green is favored again in the MAC. I think when they play their A game, I think they're the best team. Happiness Jones. My fault. There was a win in the round robin. Yes. All right.
Well, that one out of 4 doesn't get us any money though. Happy.
Yeah, that's true. Action Sports Central. Shouldn't we take the 7 on Vandy? Do you really think we see a 7.5? That's true. It is Jerry Kill against Hugh Freeze. We know how that's gone the last couple of years. If you're not aware of it, it's been 2 of the biggest ATS covers in college football history. We're talking 40, 50-point covers. I need 7 or more. No, I'm not going to do the 6.5. You got any final thoughts before we recap best bets?
No, I think good weeks to start off on a Monday. Got a couple of plays liked, and let's keep it. Let's see
One more. The World Series tonight. Any game 3-lane? Probably the Yankees, right? What's the price?
I have not. This is not This is not an MLB podcast. I tell you.
No, I don't want. I've made maybe 5 bets in Major League Baseball in my entire life. Brutal weekend for the classic Yanks, Cowboys, Duke fans, but the Notre Dame fans came through.
Oh yeah, you the two diehards on this show came through big time.
Yep.
And
my diehards. Oh yeah, the diehards. Turnovers. We'll see. I like them Irish. They're on a bye. I'm thankful. Might be going to the playoffs this year. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Let's recap best bets. Sorry, closing the show on a little bit of a downer. Talking about Notre Dame. Who wants to hear that? And the Yankees and the Cowboys and the Duke. What is this first take? ULL plus 3.5. Like it. Georgia State plus 7.5. We already got some CLV there. Love it. Under Ohio State, Penn State. Love it. Penn State, we gave out in the summer, plus 3.5. Look at all these key or on the key numbers. UCLA plus 7.5. Man, I gotta say, I like that portfolio. Look at them dogs with the hooks around key numbers and an under in a big game. I mean, folks, that is the 1998 like handicapping 101.
That's what you get here on this. But I mean, listen, I agree. Like for nice call on that UCLA, getting in front of that was one I was looking at. I'm glad we got in front of that because I like that one a lot.
Well, we can thank the doctor for that. I said, hey, the screen's going to light up on this because I kind of lean that way. And then we had a really good price from our friends at FanDuel.
Yep.
What was that one? I didn't see that. What was that, Zach? What was that comment? Throw in Toronto. Oh, okay. -5.
Oh, Argo. Little CFL there. I don't think we have a CFL guy at the station. Even Pizzola doesn't.
So money. He's on edge work, but he doesn't do CFL stuff, but he's a CFL guy. He doesn't do it like for content, but yeah.
What's he on?
Or what?
He's on edge work. Yeah,
no,
I think he sends it out.
He's got such an edge that he doesn't give it out.
I don't know. I don't know what he does with it. Knish,
Okay.
I thought you know so money, no?
I mean, I know who he is, but I don't, we don't work together or anything. So, yeah. Well, Cress would rather eat a shoe than watch it. Well, I'd rather see you eat a shoe than have to,
There you go. Pizza Man's with us. Man, he's been with us. The heavy hitters are with us. We must be either doing something right or something wrong. That they're following us, that they're watching us now. So it's one or the other. That's what I've noticed. Maybe we've been slipping up with some of our verbiage, which is possible with us too. I got nothing else, man. I do like the portfolio. I like what we got in the bag already, including I tend to think the Penn State game whispers. I think that line's going to come down. So,
oh boy,
I think the quarterback's going to play. So, but I actually like Perbula because he can run around.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
So,
Yeah, we didn't get it. I suppose you mentioned Edwork, and I didn't slander Alber's name, unfortunately. So no, keep that, boy. I tell you, Alber is on my shit list at the moment. So I'll be. I know. I'm gonna have to. I gotta move this. I gotta either put the coach primes on next week, or change this, position, or maybe close the like you do. You got the blinds closed there. I got the blinds.
Close the blinds. It's simple. I mean, come on. You don't have to
I like the natural light. It's
all
authentic. Right. I get 800 plants in here from the psychopath I live with. So,
well, folks, that's the man, the myth, legend himself, Joey Knish, for producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips. I'm merely Brad Powers. Appreciate all the comments, questions, concerns. Another shout out to Sean Higgs for that big super chat. That'll do it. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel. See you Friday.